So after 10 minutes, you can see what I mean here, how there's like a crust on top. So you want to just give it a mix so that it's fully mixed up and you don't have some hard parts and some really liquidy parts. Good morning guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be making kind of a bit of a different video today. Sorry, my grammar was really off on that one. We're making a different video today. Instead of doing a soap and a bath bomb, I'm gonna be showing you how I make my shampoo bars. Now, I already have a shampoo bar video out there, but I only have one, and I've since updated my process a little bit, so thought I would give you guys an updated version of that video with a different scent, and I will show you the scents that I choose and why I choose them, and just walk you through my entire process on how I make my shampoo bars.
I love our shampoo bars.
Same. It's actually one of my favorite products that I make and I use myself all the time. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Jerica. This is Dempsey. This is our company mascot and employee of the month. And on this channel, I talk all about my soap and bath bomb business and how I make my products, how I sell them, and just give you a few tips and tricks on how you can run a business like mine. I also insert little snippets of my life here and there, and if that is something that you're interested in, maybe you're on the same journey as I am, keep watching and subscribe. Now guys, the weather is warming up and I'm so excited for this because in our small town, we live right by the water. It's big news around here when the icebreaker comes and breaks the water, because that's a sign that spring is coming, and we are so thrilled that the icebreaker finally came and we are starting to see some serious meltage around here. Jiggy is also excited to be alive right now. So for today's product that I'm going to show you how I make, I'm actually not going to be providing the recipe because I bought this recipe from DIY Bath and Body shop on Etsy and tweaked it to make it my own, and even though I have changed it to make it my own, I don't feel comfortable sharing the exact ingredients because it's still her recipe, you know. So if you're interested in making this yourself and you want the exact step-by-step instructions, I highly recommend you purchasing that shampoo bar recipe from DIY Bath and Body on Etsy's on her Etsy shop, and I'll link to it down below. And today's shampoo bar, I am going to be making my very popular lavender cedarwood shampoo bars. And the reason why I love lavender cedarwood as a essential oil blend is because lavender is one of my favorite essential oil scents. It's just so soothing and an amazing essential oil to have in your bath and body products. And I like cedarwood because I hear that it helps with dandruff. Now, don't come for me. It's something that I heard, and I'm not claiming that my shampoo bars actually help with dandruff, because I'm not claiming that. Please don't come for me, oh my gosh. But I just heard that cedarwood is good for dandruff, and I like having this in my shampoo bars for that reason. Again, not saying that my shampoo bars actually do that. I'm gonna be coloring that shampoo bar with the tiniest bit of water-soluble dyes that I get from fizzfairy.ca, and today's color is gonna be an amethyst. It's literally gonna be like a speck of dye in the entire shampoo bar mix. You don't need a lot at all to color it, and that's pretty much it. So I will take you to the next step, which is grinding up my SCI. I'm not gonna tell you what's in my shampoo bar exactly, but I will say that a lot of it is made up of SCI, and what SCI stands for is sodium cocamidopropyl, sodium cocyl isethionate. And what SCI stands for is sodium cocyl isethionate, which is a surfactant, meaning it causes bubbles, and it's derived from coconuts. But another interesting thing about this particular ingredient is this is the ingredient that pulls dirt and grease away from your scalp and your hair, and it is what helps the shampoo bar actually clean your hair. So that's why a lot of shampoo bars will have this ingredient in it. I buy this in the noodle form. I would buy it in the powdered form, but it's always sold out. And the reason why I like it in the noodle form in small pieces is because I like to have the shampoo bar ground up enough so that when it's melted down, it turns into kind of a paste. I'll show you when it gets to that stage. But if it's ground down a little bit more than this, which I will do, I will grind this into a fine powder later on in the process, it actually helps prevent that shampoo bar from breaking apart. Eventually, all shampoo bars will break up down the end, but I like to hold off that process for as long as possible by grinding this guy up. I do know that certain companies, Lush in particular, they like to keep their noodles intact, and I hear a lot of reviews about their shampoo bars just breaking apart. And when I first started making shampoo bars, that was the case for my shampoo bar. So if you are experiencing shampoo bars that crumble and break up earlier than they should be, try grinding up your SCI powder, and hopefully that will stop that problem from happening. It definitely did with me. An important note about working with surfactants like SCI powder and SLSA, these are really fine particles. So if you breathe them in, they really irritate your throat and your lungs, and it just makes you sneeze. It's really awful. As soon as you start grinding these guys up, that stuff gets airborne and it's almost intolerable. So I highly recommend, if you're going to be making shampoo bars, or if you're even working with surfactants like SCI powder or SCI Noodles or SLSA powder, to use a respirator. This one is the only respirator that I've bought that completely protects against inhaling the granules that get airborne. And I think it's because it has this really amazing seal that seals off your nose and mouth from anything that can fly in there. So highly recommend getting one of these. These are so inexpensive. I got mine from uline.ca. I used to use the painter's masks, and those just don't help at all. Honestly, it's your health that we're talking about, so protect yourself and make sure that if you're gonna be making these products, that you're doing it safely and in a way that's not causing you to cough and hack and get all irritated. Now, when it comes to grinding up my SCI, I use this Cuisinart food processor, and it has a grind option over here. And I get asked all the time whether or not I use the tools that I use in my products for cooking and for food, and the answer is no. I only use this to grind up SCI powder. That's it. And the reason is, you don't want to be mixing your kitchen tools with your product making tools. Even if you're just doing it as a hobby, there's just so many things in our product ingredients that you don't want to be eating, and there's things that you eat that you don't want in your products. So please do yourself a favor and keep it separate. It's just best practice to have dedicated tools when it comes to your products, and you're only using those tools for your products, and those tools are not touching anything that you're cooking with, and vice versa.
How come the stars come to shine when it's dark from so far away? Show us where we are. What makes the sun go to sleep every night, and what's it dreaming of? I wonder. How come the sky sometimes hides behind the clouds? Maybe it's just like me, a little bit scared of heights. Why does the rain always keep on pouring down when it's gray outside? It really makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder. Ooh, I wonder. How come the trees get undressed when it's cold? And don't they miss the leaves they left behind? Could it be to make the ground shine like gold until winter comes? Until winter comes, until winter comes. It really makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder.
So I've just combined my melted ingredients to my SCI and other surfactants. And so the next step is to move it from this big bowl to this bowl, because I'm now going to microwave this mix in 30-second blasts until it's melted to like a liquid consistency. And then there's a lot of melting down, cooling down when it comes to shampoo bars, but it all comes together in the end, I promise. So now that I've transferred the mix into my microwavable safe glass bowl, I'm going to microwave that in 30-second blasts. And the reason why I do that is there's two reasons. One being that my microwave is super old and will die if I don't do that. And also because I don't want to scorch the mix. And I've heard stories of people burning their shampoo bar mix by microwaving it for too long. So be careful with this stuff and make sure that you're melting it down slowly and not too fast so that you scorch it. So this is what it looks like after a few blasts in the microwave. And now it's important that you are mixing the mix up between microwave blasts just so that you can distribute all of that heat throughout the entire mixture. And we are not that close yet to the texture that I'm looking for when it comes to the entire mix being melted. It's still got a bit of a ways to go, but I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like at about the halfway mark. So we have arrived at the texture that I'm looking for. See how it's soupy and kind of bubbly? And that's how I know when to stop microwaving it. And if I were to take the temperature of this, it would be just under 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Hold on, let's double check. Sorry, under 80 degrees Celsius and it kind of has the consistency of rice pudding. And one reason you want to take the temperature of this mixture at this moment is because I'm going to be adding my preservative and essential oils into here. And if you are adding them to the mixture while the mixture is above 80 degrees Celsius, then you are running into the risk of having the heat of the mixture break down the effectiveness of your preservatives. So make sure that your batter or whatever you're working with is below the threshold of whatever that preservative lists as their threshold of effectiveness, I guess is what I'm gonna call it. That's definitely not an official term, but I'm just gonna be adding my preservative and scent into here, and then after that we're just gonna wait until this cools down. That's my essential oils that I just added right there, and I'm gonna mix this. And then once I've thoroughly mixed in my essential oils, I'm gonna start a counter for 10 minutes. And every 10 minutes, I'm going to give this mix a stir to make sure that it's not hardening unevenly. What you'll find is that the parts of the mixture that are on the surface and touching the glass are gonna get harder faster than the middle. And you wanna try to prevent that, because when you're pressing, it's much easier to press a consistent mixture. And I'm aiming for this mixture to become kind of like a clay or a Play-Doh. And if you just let this sit and let it dry, it's gonna have very hard areas, very soft areas, and that's why you want to return to this every 10 minutes and give it a good thorough stir just so that you're distributing that heat evenly. And by the time it gets to the point where you can press this mix together into shampoo bars, it's just gonna be an even mixture and it's gonna mold that much easier. So after 10 minutes, you can see what I mean here, how there's like a crust on top. So you want to just give it a mix so that it's fully mixed up and you don't have some hard parts and some really liquidy parts. Just scrape all the sides and make sure that all of that slightly cooled mix is reincorporated back into the much hotter part of the mix. And just keep mixing and do that every 10 minutes until it gets to a pretty hard Play-Doh-like consistency. Hey guys, I am back and I want to show you what the final consistency looks like. And you can see that I can push it around like Play-Doh and clay, and it doesn't act like a blob or anything. It acts kind of like a very sticky, moldable medium. And that is what you want, and this is the perfect consistency for molding. And so I have all of my tools ready. I have my scale, and what I will do is put my bottom mold on here. I have a piece of biodegradable wrap here that will protect it'll act as a layer between the shampoo and the mold so that it doesn't stick onto the mold itself. And then I have another piece of biodegradable wrap right here that will go on top of the shampoo. And then over here is some alcohol, and I spray over here so that the shampoo mix doesn't stick to the wrap, and I put a little bit on the piece of shrink wrap that goes on the top. And if you look over here, this is the machine that I'll be using to actually mold my bars into shampoo bars. Over here I have a piece of wrap, or yeah, shrink wrap that is covering this part. And the reason why I do that is that I found after molding a few things, this started to get really stuck into this, I think it's magnetic, but it started to get really, really stuck from, I guess, the residue of the shampoo getting between this, the mold, and the machine itself. So I like to have a layer between the two. That's what that is for. And I also have over here a tray that is ready to receive all of my pressed shampoo bars, and I will pop this into the freezer once everything is done. So I will show you how I get started on doing that right now.
You could see yourself just sitting there on my chair. I'm staring at you, you don't even notice. Should have told you straight away, you don't have to be afraid anymore. I know you haven't noticed. I could show you more, 'cause baby you deserve some more. But still you're here, and that's what I adore. Should've told you straight away everything I have to say, but I'm afraid, and I know you haven't noticed. You know that I won't let you go. Put your arms around me and I'll let you know how it feels when time goes slow. And I won't let it rush when I see you dance, and the moment comes when I fall and time goes slow. I fall into you.
So I've just finished pressing these shampoo bars and they turned out pretty great. You can see that they're in this amazing puck shape. And now all the bars are pressed, then I will clean up the edges by just rolling them onto here, and that will flatten any extra unsightly edges like you can see here for this one that I haven't rolled yet. You can see how the edges are sticking out just a little bit. I just smooth that out by rolling it, and that flattens out the edge and cleans it up really, really nicely. And I'll do that to all of these. Just give them a nice roll. And then once that's done, I'll pop it into the freezer and let them harden overnight. So that is it. That is my entire process from start to finish for my shampoo bars. I really hope you found this video helpful and fun. If you did, please leave it a thumbs up and subscribe. And for those of you guys who have already subscribed, You guys are just amazing. Thank you so much for participating in our first ever giveaway, and we are excited to see what this channel brings as time goes by. Thanks for watching, and keep shining and keep killing it in your businesses, and we will see you in the next one. Bye guys.